Hey y'all, thought I'd do something kind of cool. You know, I see a lot of churches these days on YouTube and stuff doing these tech tours, kind of behind the scenes type things. And a lot of you sitting in the congregation or watching online don't get to see what all takes place and what's involved behind the scenes here at Liberty. Let me start out by saying we're not a huge tech savvy church. I mean, we got some cool stuff, some things we've added over the last few years, some things I've implemented, and I'm really proud of what we have now. But thought maybe I'd take a second and show you some behind the scenes stuff so you have an idea what all goes on up on stage and up in the media booth. Enjoy. All right, so first and foremost, let me show you my stuff, the stuff that I'm most familiar with. This is my keyboard rig setup. This case I got from a friend of mine. It was an acoustic piano. I gutted it, complete gut, sanded it and painted it matte black. This is my Roland Juno DS88 keyboard. I'm using it not for the sounds on it. I'm using it for a MIDI controller coming from my MacBook here, and I'm running Main Stage. This is for all my keyboard sounds. I've got an upright piano and a grand piano, which are both UVI workstations, pianos that I've purchased. My main grand piano is a Fazoli Grand. I use that for most of the songs. Upright piano, I'm not exactly sure what I got going on. Oh, I'm actually using a baby grand piano for that. And then kind of hard to hear from up here on stage, but it basically triggers the program here. And then I've got invitation type and some Hammond organ. Anyway, just a few things that I can use. I love the flexibility of Main Stage. Comes out of my MacBook Pro into a Behringer audio interface down there, running into my Yamaha mixer, and then goes stereo to the front of house. A keyboard to control the MacBook so I don't have to reach over constantly messing with the MacBook. I can just select different patches from the keyboard. One of the most important things on my rig right there, in-ear monitors. Without that, I'm dead in the water. It's just a Behringer headphone amplifier. Stereo into, I think I take better care of my stuff, pair of KZ, I can't remember the model number of these. They're like 50 bucks on Amazon. They sound great, love them. Shure Beta 58 wireless microphone. We'll be upgrading that soon to my favorite, a Beta 87. Oh, and also very important part of the rig, my fan. Gotta have that. Then I've got an extra set of Shure in-ear monitors in case something goes wrong with those. Just a standard drum throne that's comfortable to sit on. That's about it for my rig. Aside from the iPad, this iPad is linked to a MacBook Pro up in the sound booth that I'll show you here in a little bit. And this triggers all of our click tracks and backing tracks. So you can kind of hear, might be able to hear the click coming through. Anyway, I can switch between the different songs in the set list, start and stop. That's how I run those from that iPad. And that's about it for my setup. Now let's move over here to Nick. I don't know much about Nick's stuff. I do know he's running a PV tube amp. Let's see, it's a VK112. It's a great sounding amp. If any of you are familiar with tube-driven speakers and amplifiers, you know that they just sound incredible as opposed to solid state. Audio Technica AT, I can't remember the model number of these, uses that. And then our floor wedges are these little Behringer powered speakers. Got one for Nick, one for Pastor. They don't do in-ear monitors, so they just run floor wedges. Everyone else is doing in-ears. hop over here, just a couple of Eurolive Behringer 15-inch powered subwoofers. I really want to upgrade in the future to some 18s, but from what we had before this, they work great. Love those. Let me point out one thing real quick. So these are our blue lights. These are Chauvet color strips. I've got two 38 inches, two 19 inches, and then I've got one 38-inch in the baptistry. I bought these myself 5 years ago. Now, if you'll notice, a lot of the blues are starting to go out. These are 2-year warranty lights. When you run them constantly, they wear out. We've had them 5 years. I'm happy with what we've gotten from them. These 5 strips were almost $1,000. I need to get some new ones. And a lot of this stuff that you see on this stage, I've purchased myself. Now, I'm not saying any of that to make myself look good. All I'm trying to do is tell you that if you see a need and you can meet a need, absolutely 100% do that. So if you would like to help me to add some more of these blue lights, because what you'll notice is they're pretty strong, but compared to what they were, they're fading fast, and I know that it won't be long before I keep losing more LEDs. So if you want to help out with that, see me sometime. I would, even if you just help me pick up another 19-inch or help me pick up a 38-inch. The 38-inch ones are, I think, 200, right at 200. 19-inch, 125, 130, something like that. That would be a huge blessing. Keep that in mind. All right, move over to drums. Hopefully I'm not boring you yet. This is a Gretsch Catalina kit. It works great for what we got. Obviously, acoustic drums in a small facility, it's hard to manage. So we do have the plexiglass shield to kind of help with a little bit of the directional sound. And of course, everything is mic'd mainly for our live stream purposes, but also our in-ears, and it does help the sound in the auditorium. So the Catalina kit is a 22-inch kick, 10, 12, 14, and 16-inch toms, 14-inch snare, assortment of sticks over here. We've got the Zildjian ZBT cymbals. These are base model cymbals. We are looking to upgrade those soon because really these things sound terrible. So looking to upgrade those soon, which would be great. Mics on the drums, just simple, I don't even know what they are. Samson, just some simple Samson. Stereo overheads. All the toms are mic'd with the tom mics. The kick drum is mic'd with a Samson kick. Just a single microphone. You might be able to see it from here. Yeah, you can see it. Back, yeah, there. Towels for muffling. Snare is mic'd with a Shure 57, SM57, and some sort of AKG, I think, condenser mic on the bottom. My hi-hat mic is just an old repurposed choir mic. It used to hang right there. So got that. Because we're limited on inputs for the stage, we've got the snare and the kick are running to house separate, but the toms and the overheads, not ideal, but it's what I have to do. They're running into this Behringer Xenix soundboard. Sorry, I got my finger in the way. Soundboard running stereo to front of house. So again, it's not the best. I don't have as much control, but it's what we have to do because we've run out of inputs on stage. Cullen has the same setup as me as far as in-ears, just a Behringer headphone amplifier running stereo for him, and then his cajon, which he doesn't really use, but it serves as a great table. And then all important, the fan. Okay, let's move over here to Pastor. Pastor, again, same monitor as Nick. Pastor's running a Fender Tone Master Deluxe Reverb amp. This is a great sounding amp. I love this. Sounds fantastic with his stuff. Again, you can see a bunch of my blue lights haven't gone out. Pastor's got I don't even know what this is, a Boss acoustic preamp. that he used when he plays acoustic. It's great, sounds awesome. And then his pedal board setup here, Hall of Fame reverb, Canyon delay, Friedman, I have no idea, Pettyjohn, and Maxon overdrive. Those are all overdrive pedals, and then an EP booster and a poly tuner. Great setup there. Right now, just have him on a Sennheiser wired mic. He'll be on wireless soon as well. He's got his Fender Stratocaster, American made, and Takamine Acoustic. Plays the Strat more than anything. All right, these are the girls. You got Sammy and Sarah. Same microphones as Nick. AT wireless, Audio Technica, and then some little Mi Pro in-ear monitors. They're not great, but they do the job. That's something I would like to upgrade in the future too, get something a little better sounding. Got a Yamaha amp, not exactly sure what it is, but it powers, which you'll see in a second, our front fill speakers. And then of course another 15-inch Behringer. Moving on to these guys. If you've seen these from the crowd or from the live stream, these are my crowd mics. I would like to get some shotgun mics, but these work for now. Just adds a little bit of air to the mix. I got one here and then one over by the piano. They're set up stereo. This gets audience interaction, also adds just, again, width and air to the mix. Makes a huge difference in the live stream and in our in-ears. The fill speakers, these used to be our monitors. I converted those. They're stereo. We've got a pair over there, and then we got a pair here, just to kind of fill in a little bit. Not sure the model or anything like that. And of course, we got the big Bose speakers up top. I think our sound is pretty great. When I came here in 2014, we were running mono. I've converted everything to stereo. And if you remember back in the day when we had the center aisle here and we were running mono, you would sit right about here and it sounded like somebody was punching both sides of your ears. Dead zone right in the middle of the sanctuary. Sounded terrible, but we got that converted. Okay, what else we got? LED tape behind the cross. It's just a wooden cross. We turned off the lights, added the blue light upstairs. I put spacers behind the cross and we put LED tape behind that. That looks fantastic. I love the way that came out. Projectors, they're Hitachi. I don't know the models. They are old and they are extremely heavy. Have you ever moved a tube TV after having LED flat screens and realize how heavy they are? That's how those projectors are. Lots of fun. They're gonna need to be upgraded soon. Obviously, screens, about tripped and fell. And then the all important confidence monitor. Look, I memorize all my charts, okay? I memorize chord charts, every single bit. Lyrics is where I fail a lot of times. I have so many songs swimming around in my head, I get jumbled up. So I used to have an iPad. Well, now I have that one running clicks. I used to have an iPad on the keyboard for chord charts. I did away with that 2 years ago. Challenged myself to learn the music, memorize each and every song, but I still have to look at that back monitor sometimes. So we've got the clock, the top left corner, which if you ask Pastor, means absolutely nothing. Then we got the words in right are the current slide, and then the words in yellow is the upcoming slide, so we can stay one ahead. So one more thing we'll look at, and then I'm actually gonna break this up because it's going a lot longer than I thought. We'll do a part 2 for the media booth. Is our camera. This is our front shot. This is on Pastor during the sermon. That's all we use it for. We got some vibration from it during the music because it'd be mounted against the wall with no rubber dividers, protection, anything like that. So that covers the front shot of Pastor during the service. But that's it for the stage and everything on the stage. We got some spots, fronts which aren't on, side spots. Those are gonna need to be upgraded one of these days with some LED spots. Those things get blazing hot. If it's 70 degrees on the floor, it's nearly 80 degrees on the stage. It's never 70 degrees on the floor, but it gets hot on the stage because of those lights. So anyway, thanks for joining me for this. I'll do part 2 for the sound booth and can't wait to see you then.